will come back to help her dad. Today, we're diving into how to draw UML diagrams in Lucidchart. UML diagrams help visualize software designs, and Lucidchart is a fantastic tool for creating them. This guide will walk you through the process of creating various UML diagrams using Lucidchart. First, let's set up Lucidchart for UML diagramming. You'll need to create a free Lucidchart account or log in if you already have one. Once logged in, open a new document and access the Shape Library Manager, typically found in the left sidebar or via plus icon. Search for UML and enable the UML Shape Library to make all the necessary elements available. You can then choose to start with a blank canvas for full customization or explore the available UML diagram templates, such as state or class diagrams, for a quicker start. Now, let's explore creating class diagrams. Drag the class shape from the UML library onto your canvas. Double-click the shape to edit the class name, attributes, and methods. When defining attributes and methods, use the correct notation to indicate visibility, like plus signs for public, minus signs for private, and hashtags for protected. Be sure to specify data types for attributes, such as name, string, and define parameters and return types for methods, like calculate area, integer. To establish relationships between classes, use association, aggregation, composition, and inheritance connectors, which can be dragged between classes. Add multiplicity notations like 1, asterisk, or 0, 1 to define cardinality, and label relationship roles for clarity. Finally, apply stereotypes like interface or enum to further define your classes by modifying the class properties. EXT will focus on creating use case diagrams. Start by dragging the actor shape onto the canvas and labeling them with their roles, for example, customer or admin. Then, drag the use case shape, which looks like an oval, onto the canvas and label them with action verbs such as login or place order. Connect actors to use cases using association lines, and use, include, and extend relationships to define connections between use cases. Always label your relationships for clarity, and use a rectangle shape to represent the system boundary, depicting the scope of your system. ETs move on to creating sequence diagrams. For each object or actor involved, drag the lifeline shape, which is a rectangle with a dashed line, onto the canvas. Label each lifeline with the object or actor name like customer or order. Represent messages between lifelines with arrows, differentiating between synchronous messages, represented by a solid arrow, and asynchronous messages, represented by a dashed arrow. Label these messages with the method name and parameters, like placeorder, item, quantity. Add activation boxes, which are thin rectangles, to lifelines to indicate when an object is active. For more complex scenarios, use fragments to represent loops and conditional logic, labeling them with keywords like loop or alt. Now, let's create activity diagrams. Start by adding the initial node, a filled circle, and the final node, a bullseye, to mark the beginning and end of the activity. Drag the action shape, which is a rounded rectangle, onto the canvas and label them with descriptive verbs such as validate order or process payment. Use diamond shapes to represent decision nodes and merge nodes to combine flows after a decision. To represent parallel flows, use horizontal or vertical bars to indicate forks, splitting into parallel flows, and joins, merging parallel flows. For more complex processes, use swim lanes, which are vertical or horizontal sections, to assign activities to different actors or departments. Enhance and export your diagrams, format and style them by changing colors, fonts, and line styles to improve readability, ensuring consistent formatting across all elements. Add notes and comments to provide additional context or explanations. Finally, export your diagrams in various formats such as PNG, JPG, PDF, SVG, or Visio, and share them with collaborators for review and feedback. In conclusion, we've covered the key steps for creating UML diagrams in Lucidchart, including setting up your workspace, creating class, use case, sequence, and activity diagrams, and enhancing them for clarity. Remember to practice and experiment with different diagrams and features. For more advanced techniques and features, refer to Lucidchart's help documentation. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Help or Dad.